June 9th of '06, I was on my way to work in the morning, 84th and 128th in Surrey, where I was approaching the intersection on my motorcycle, and I remember there being a car to my left, and approaching the intersection, seeing the semi-truck turning left in front of me, and coming up and expecting him to be through the intersection by the time I got there. I remember the bike going down on its side, sliding feet first into the trailer tires. I remember laying there on the ground with my right leg off to the side. I knew it was broken immediately, and a harsh burning sense in my lower back. I was in a lot of pain. I couldn't move, period. I was scared. My very, very first memory of being in VGH was after I woke up from after surgery, and some of my friends come in to see me in the recovery room. I had a tube down my throat and I couldn't talk. I remember my throat being sore, my back being sore, and not being able to feel my legs again. I had a burst fracture of L1 vertebrae, which is in my lower back. That resulted in the spinal cord injury. It left me in a wheelchair. It meant that I was going to be in a wheelchair virtually the rest of my life. It was very traumatizing. I was very confused, very uncertain how I would live my life at that point. I didn't know what I would do, how I would look after my kids, if I was able to look after my kids.
The Vancouver General Hospital is the trauma tertiary and quaternary care center for the province. So that means we deal with the sickest, most complex trauma patients from all over the province. Patients that have spinal cord injury, for example, or have very severe liver injuries, the burns program, those are programs that are essentially unique to the Vancouver General. As a trauma surgeon, I would respond to calls to the emergency department for acute multi-injured patients. I would help coordinate the team care that's required for them and care for them in the hospital, take them to the operating room if that was required, and then support their ongoing care in the hospital. Our ability to do a clinical diagnosis using our hands and our stethoscope, taking a blood pressure, those are all good and very important. But in today's world, the advanced imaging and the ability we have to access that imaging for our patient care is just beyond what anybody would have believed 20 years ago.
Almost every patient admitted to Vancouver General UBC Hospital does have some sort of imaging exam during their stay. This might be something straightforward like an X-ray or something higher end like an MRI. And those images are interpreted by a radiologist and the results integrated into the management of that patient. Radiologists really provide a window to the pathology by looking inside the body and visualizing clearly the organ that's affected.
The continuum of care for a trauma patient, really from the point of injury right to rehabilitation, is often a long and complex journey. And the Vancouver General plays an integral part to many, many phases of that. Decisions have to be made often very, very quickly, a very compressed time frame, life and death decisions that will have an impact on that patient's survival or their outcome and how soon they're able to return back to society as a contributing member.
I don't know how many the numbers of people that it takes to look after one patient on a daily basis, but there are so many people there looking out for you and your best interest. It's just amazing. I think I was in the hospital for a week when Father's Day was, and I saw the kids. I wanted them to grow up with a father. They were probably the pinnacle of my rehab and the focus of why I wanted to regain as much function as possible. GF Strong prepares you for your activities of daily living. They get you ready to transfer into the community so that you can live your life as normal as possible. After the accident, I tried all sorts of different wheelchair sports. GF Strong, they introduced me to sit skiing. When I first started out sit skiing, I was falling all over the hill. By the third day, I was doing blue runs, racing down the hill at quite fast speeds. At this point, I realized that I wanted to take this more seriously. After 3 months, I had attended my first race. So at this point, I knew that I wanted to compete. I was selected for the BC Para-Alpine ski team. My goal is to reach 2014 in Sochi, Russia, where I want to compete for my country.
Donors are a critical part to the delivery of trauma care at the Vancouver General. We're always striving to be the best. Sometimes we need more than what the system will provide in order to do the very, very best. And I think that's where the foundation and our donors can come in and help.
Donor support is needed much more than just to maintain the status quo. It's critical for us in radiology to be able to purchase new equipment and use it in an innovative way to assist our patients in the best outcomes.
I was given a second chance at life, and I choose to enjoy it a lot more, and it's a lot more full with things that I love to do. I love playing with my kids, and I love to spend time with them. My kids mean the world to me. I want to be there. I want to see them grow up into adults, and I want to embrace it and see how they're going to turn out. The doctors, nurses, and healthcare team helped me immensely. I couldn't be here today, spending time with my kids and living my life. I'd like to thank them very much.